Hey guys, you're with me, Kevin, your scuba professional, and today we're here to review the Mares Mission 3 gauge that we got available on our site. So let's dive into the box to see what's going on. Comes in really funky. Mares box says, just add water, which we're going to do because we dig diving and water's where we belong. Okay, cool, so let's just open up the box to see what's going on. As I open up here, see warranties and instruction manual. Oh, hang on to that. We'll move these little bits and pieces out the way, and here's the gauge. And we've also got bumper sticker. I really dig these Mares stickers that come. We'll put that out the side. Box, we'll recycle that guy. That can be recycled as well. Instruction manuals and all the other stuff. Yeah, you must read these, very important, but I'll recycle them. So here is the gauge itself. Start at the bottom, work our way to the top. Comes with just your standard high pressure port. So there's a blanking plate on there which just protects it. You can take that off. But you can see over there that the hole through there is really small. It's about the same size as the head of a pin, which is great. You've got a protector over here just to stop the hose from bending too much. And then you've got your high pressure hose, obviously Mares good quality hoses, down to the console Mission 3 gauge itself. So one thing I really like about these Mares gauges is they have this D-ring holder over there, and that allows you to clip the gauge to any part of your BCD, depending whether you want it lower or higher. This is a great little adaptation for you to clip that on with a lanyard or a spiral thing if you need. And on each side over there as well, there's another two mounting loops, so you can if you wanted to turn it in or turn it out, completely up to you as to the configuration you want. Then you have the Mares pressure gauge to tell you how much air is left in your cylinder. This one rated to 360 bar as a standard. Most recreational divers diving this to the 220, and then it's got a nice clear indicator when you get to 50 bar and below, so when you know you're running low on air. All of these gauges are also glow in the dark, so when you go to darker areas it does start to glow. You can charge it up by just shining your torch on it, but generally during the day the sun charges it up, and if you swim into a cave or an overhang it does glow up quite nicely as well. The depth gauge is an oil-filled, paraffin-filled depth gauge, and it's rated all the way down to 70 meters, and there's nice clear indicators with the red, the white, and then the blue, so you can see how deep you've been, and a nice orange pin which you can then adjust back to 0 at the end of every dive, and that just shows your maximum depth. That gets pushed up by the gauge and stays there, so you know how deep you've been. And then the compass at the top, which makes up the rest of the Mission 3, so it's got a nice easy to move bezel over there, and you've got a section at the top where you can see your bearing, so you know the direction of travel, so you can hold this gauge up, see where you want to go, and swim in that direction. One of the interesting things to note with this particular gauge is this compass is a southern hemisphere compass. You need to be very careful when you purchase gauges and compasses specifically as to which hemisphere they're supposed to work in. A lot of people not knowing that the gauges will only work dependent on the hemisphere that you're in. So if you are in the southern hemisphere and you've got a compass which is mounted for the northern hemisphere, it's going to lean at an angle and it's not going to turn really well. That's because if you look at the earth, obviously compasses point magnetic north, and in South Africa that's straight through the earth, so they have to weight the compass to allow it to balance. If you bring that compass to the northern hemisphere, to the Red Sea, or any of those other trips that you're going to do, you're going to find that your compass is not going to work in that area. So you just need to watch which compass you're using from area to area. We have had a few customers come back to us and go, I went to the Red Sea and my compass wasn't working. Well, of course it wasn't, because you bought a southern hemisphere compass. So you just need to watch which areas you're going to use the compass in. So there's my little top tip, interesting little thing as far as compasses are concerned when it's built into these gauges. Always make sure that they're mounted or weighted for the correct hemisphere for the diving you're doing. All ones in South Africa obviously weighted for the southern hemisphere. So there is my review of the Mares Mission 3. Comes with the compass, the depth gauge, and the pressure gauge, with multiple rigging loops for you to attach to your BCD, with the high pressure hose and obviously the connector which goes into the first stage. So there's that review. If you guys are enjoying these product reviews, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, or go check out our social streams, the main one being facebook.com/scuba.co.za. We'll keep you up to date with all the funky things that we've got going on, as well as the deals and promos running on our website. You can also give us a look and a search on Twitter and Instagram and all the other social streams. Search for scuba.co.za, we're bound to come up. So that's it from me, guys, and I look forward to seeing you really soon in the water.